evening and welcome to the evening news for today, Tuesday, June 27, 2023. I am Jemima Holmes. Thank you for tuning in. Now let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. President Ali says he will respect outcome of rape probe against DHARAMLALL. Major General retired Joe Singh to lead COI into MAHDIA dorm fire. Contract for CORENTYNE River Bridge likely to be awarded by October 2023. Increased migrant populations among preliminary census observations. And up to 100 million in penalties for leaking data as government moves to digitize health records. Now for the news in detail. President Dr Irrfan Ali today made it clear that he has no other choice but to respect the outcome of the investigation into the allegation of rape against Minister Nigel DHARAMLALL, but he noted that decisions on the way forward will be made when the system has completed its work. Here is Rupasina with our lead story tonight.
It was reminded by President Irrfan Ali on Tuesday that the current allegation of rape against Minister Nigel DHARAMLALL is being handled independently through entities separate of the executive. However, he said when the probe wraps up, the decision made by the institutions will be respected.
As president, I have no other choice but to stand behind the decisions of the institution. If the institution decides it's separate, it's independent, it's like the judiciary. It's the police, it's the DPP, it's independent of the executive. So it's not a matter of standing behind, it's a matter of respecting whatever outcome is there.
After the Ghana Police Force completed its investigations last week, the file was sent to the Director of Public Prosecutions, Shalimar Ali, to advise on whether charges would be laid. The President has positioned that the system should be allowed to work, and when this is completed, decisions will be taken.
I am very strong on people's rights and women and children. There is no compromise with that. I've made it very clear from the inception that there is a procedure that has to follow, and we have to trust our system. Now, that system has commenced its work with investigation. I am not involved in that. The minister proceeded on leave to allow that system to work, right? When the system completes its work, then subsequent decisions will be made.
Answering whether the minister will be asked to resign if he is charged, the president indicated that he does not want to assume anything.
As president, I have to deal fairly with what is before me. What is before me now, the minister proceeded on leave to allow that.
Since last week, DHARAMLALL proceeded on administrative leave to allow for the investigation. He was also arrested by the police and placed on $1 million station bail. DHARAMLALL has also retained the services of Hughes, Fields and Stobie, which is Nigel Hughes' law firm, to represent him during these investigations. Meanwhile, the alleged 16-year-old victim was taken into the custody of Child Care Protection Services. Rupasina, the Evening News.
Meanwhile, the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions today issued a statement regarding the protests in front of its office by members of the opposition political parties in relation to the investigation involving Minister DHARAMLALL. The DPP's office has said it will not be intimidated by these individuals, noting that the police file in question is only one of thousands of police files which it receives from all stations in all 10 administrative regions of Guyana for legal attention. The DPP further noted that the files for persons in custody are given priority. Moreover, the DPP said this case is one of national interest and therefore all evidence must be considered before legal advice is given to the police force. Nevertheless, the DPP's office assured it will carry out its constitutional functions in an impartial manner. More than 1 month after the tragedy in MAHDIA Region 8 had left 20 young persons dead, efforts are being finalized to set up a presidential commission of inquiry into the events that transpired. Rupasina joins us again to report that Major General retired Joseph Singh has since been identified to lead such an inquiry, which was promised by President Dr Irrfan Ali last month.
The government is currently finalizing the terms of reference for the Commission of Inquiry into the MAHDIA tragedy. President Dr Irrfan Ali told media operatives on Tuesday that he is slated to meet with the team later this week to finalize the probe. Engagements are also scheduled with family members of the 20 victims.
We're finalizing the TOR right now. I have a meeting before the end of this week with the team. I can tell you I've identified Major General Retired Joe SINGH to lead that team. So I'll have a meeting with him before the end of this week. I'm also having a meeting with the family members of the MAHDIA fire to discuss some outstanding issues that I'm in discourse with the family with.
Initially, 18 female students from the MAHDIA secondary school dorm and a 5-year-old boy perished in the May 21st blaze. However, one of the injured victims subsequently succumbed to her injuries, taking the death toll to 20. The dorm fire was allegedly set by a 15-year-old student. The teen suspect has since been charged and is being held at a juvenile holding center until July 4th, where the matters will be called for disclosure of statements. The dorm had housed about 59 students from the communities of Carrizoparu, El Paso, Mycobee, and Chenapao. Rupa Sinarain, The Evening News.
Acknowledging that there are many flaws in the system, Acting Police Commissioner Clifton Hicken has said the Guyana Police Force will continuously work to play its part in the delivery of justice to citizens. Lawanda McAllister tells us more.
Acting Commissioner of Police Mr. Clifton Hicken delivered a feature address at the Restorative Justice Awareness Training held on Tuesday at the Officers Training Center on Camp Street, highlighting the significance of restorative justice in the criminal justice system. Commissioner Hicken emphasized its potential to transform society's perspective on and approach to crime. He said that restorative justice focuses on healing the harm caused by criminal offenses by involving all stakeholders, including victims, offenders, and the community.
Today, justice is dimensional, accounting for, distributive, which determines who gets what, procedural, determining how fair people are treated, redistributive, or based on punishment or wrongdoing, and restorative speaks to restoring relationships. This is very, very important in contemporary policing. The system is proven effective. In fact, members of the public are satisfied with our current justice system, which aids to reshape offenders and counseling complainants. The resurging interest in preserving and strengthening our customary laws and tradition, justice's practice, has led to call for alternative responses to crime and social disorder. Hence, the need to embrace the new structure of the justice system.
He emphasized that restorative justice provides opportunities for offenders to take responsibility for their actions, make amends, and for victims to express their experience, seek closure, and actively participate in the resolution process. He said while the justice system would have failed many, authorities have to make every effort to change this.
Clearly, our criminal justice system has failed a few and has assisted many, as our nation is challenged by President Restorative for minor offenses. The over-reliance by the criminal justice system on custodial sentencing has overuse of pretrial detention, causing congestion in the court system and difficulty in reintegrating victims and offenders into the community. More so, youth crime is increasing, and this has resulted in an increased number of youths being placed before the penal system, which perhaps is causing more harm than good. Sadly, resulting from our current justice system, we are also being previewed to recidivism, mental health disorder of victims of crime, stigmatization, and separation of our youth from their home, family, school, and work.
In April of this year, the Restorative Justice Center pilot program was officially launched. During the ceremony, Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Mohabir Anil Nandalal had said Guyana is one of the leading examples in embracing the restorative justice concept. Lawanda McAllister, The Evening News.
The Home Affairs Ministry is inviting bids for the reconstruction of the New Amsterdam prison. Our Berbice correspondent Andrew Carmichael reports that over $2 billion has been earmarked for the reconstruction of 3 prisons across the country.
Significant construction worth millions of dollars is expected to take place right here at the New Amsterdam prison very shortly. Bids have already been opened up by the Home Affairs Ministry for the reconstruction of the New Amsterdam prison. It's part of government reform and transformation of prisons in Guyana, throughout Guyana, and the New Amsterdam prison is just one of them. It targets the transformation of the prison system from being a penal to a correctional institution. With a total of $5.5 billion being earmarked for the Guyana Prison Service this year, some $2.2 billion has been budgeted to advance construction at the Mazuruni and Luzikland prisons and to commence work for the reconstruction of the New Amsterdam prison. Additionally, the Home Affairs Ministry is inviting suitable contractors to bid for a transitional center in Region 4. Interested bidders can inspect the bidding document and further information from the Ministry's Finance Department located at Lot 6, Brick Dam. Bids shall be addressed to the Chairman of the National Procurement and Tender Administration Board, Ministry of Finance, Main and Urquhart Streets, Georgetown. It must be submitted no later than 9 hours on Thursday, July 20th, 2023. All bids must be accompanied by valid certificates of compliance from the manager of the National Insurance Scheme, NIS, and the Commissioner General of the Guyana Revenue Authority, GRA. Bid documents for this project can be obtained from the Ministry of Home Affairs office for a non-refundable fee of $3,500 from outside of the New Amsterdam prison on Penitentiary Walk in New Amsterdam, Region 6. For the Evening News, Andrew Carmichael.
Minister of Public Works of Suriname, Dr Riyad Nur Mohammed, will visit Guyana from June 28 to 29, 2023 to attend the second high-level decision-makers meeting. This meeting heralds the culmination of the consultancy assignment that was awarded to WSP Caribbean in May 2022 for the feasibility study and detailed design for the construction of a bridge over the Corentyne River. The HLDM meeting is a milestone activity of the consultancy wherein the key experts from WSP Caribbean will present the main findings and key considerations and field questions from the Guyana and Suriname delegations. The first HLDM meeting was held in Suriname from February 27 to 28, 2023. While in Guyana, Dr. Nur Mohammed will meet with his ministerial counterpart, Bishop Juan Edgil, to discuss matters relating to the construction of the Corentyne River Bridge, for which tender documents were issued to the 5 pre-qualified contractors on May 9, 2023. Tendering closes on August 1, 2023. The Corentyne River Bridge will be constructed via a public-private partnership arrangement and according to the design, build, finance, operate, maintain model. This means that the successful contractor of this joint venture will be responsible for its final design, construction, financing, operation, and maintenance. According to the agreement reached between Guyana and Suriname at the first HLDM meeting in Suriname, offers will be evaluated and negotiated, and a contract will be awarded by October 2023. Coming up, time for integrated policies, action to secure food and nutrition, Ali tells CELAC, and up to $100 million in penalties for leaking data as government moves to digitize health records. Do stay with us. More news ahead.
Look out! The Oreos belong to us.
No, they belong to whoever finds them first.
Get your Oreo Transformers Limited Edition and awaken the beast.
Premier insurance coverage for less. Stay safe.
Sun or rain? Up or down?
No one knows what tomorrow will bring, but with Premier's commercial property insurance, you'll be ready. For all risks insurance, call 223-0840 or visit premierinsurance.gy. Fuel your success. Premier Insurance. Premier Insurance coverage.
If you want real energy, just send on if you got on too. Good source of iron for me and for you. Make you feel like say you have energy for two. When you make a mad flex with you and your crew work late, I left the gym after 2. Vigatan tonic at the remedy for some man for sue. So send on if you got on too. Vigatan. From your new energy you are defend. Just send on if you got on 10. Chunk up your body, drink and come again. Vigatan 2 are the remedy, my friend.
Vigatan 2, good source of vitamin and iron for you.
Optic offers great patient care that is tailored for my entire family.
At Optic, a wide selection of affordable optical frames and optical services are available to fit your budget.
At Optic, my family is provided with comprehensive eye examination and access to the ophthalmology services, all under one roof.
Optic takes pride in delivering exceptional customer service and a unique experience to you, our customers.
Optic Vision Care is a company that is Guyanese born and grown that will help you take care of your precious eyes.
Turbo Energy Drink rolling out the Turbo Hot Summer Wheels promotion. Win a brand new 2023 Honda HR-V plus over $3 million in weekly cash and prizes. Just grab any bottle of Turbo Energy Drink, Buster or Classic, and locate the 8-digit code on the bottle. Then visit Turbo IG and Facebook at Turbo_Caribbean for more details. Conditions apply.
Play and win with Superbet. Visit an agent near you to play all your favorite games. Superbet, your best bet. Must be 18 years and older. Terms and conditions apply. Play responsibly.
Welcome back. You're watching the Evening News. Giving the Latin American and Caribbean countries a wake-up call today, President Dr. Irrfan Ali shared the grim reality that the current framework will not achieve food security and nutrition. He said it is not working, and he called for a re-engineering of current policies. Find out more in this Rupasina report.
Guyana's President Dr. Irrfan Ali addressed the community of Latin American and Caribbean states' high-level ministers of agriculture meeting at the Arthur Chang Conference Center. Between 2019 and 2021, the number of hungry people increased by 13.2 million in the region. Severe food security in Latin America and the Caribbean was higher than the global average. The region also has the highest cost attached for a healthy diet.
So we have a supply problem, we have an eating problem, we have a systemic problem, but now we have an economic problem. Because the model we are using to feed the people in our region has resulted in the highest cost of a healthy diet. Something is wrong. So we have to look at this matter in a comprehensive manner. Whatever we are doing at this moment has given the people of our region the highest cost for a healthy diet.
President Ali expressed that food security and nutrition cannot be addressed as a standalone policy articulation and formulation, since it is interlinked to climate change, education, health, security, and sustainable development.
We need to start ensuring that the world understands that agriculture is about food production, and food production is about nutrition. And food production and nutrition is about good health, and good health and food production is about national prosperity. And national prosperity is about national security. Because if you don't have national prosperity, you cannot have national security.
The unique opportunity is created from the conference, Ali said, to highlight all of the deficiencies in the trade system in the region and allow people to benefit from lower cost for food, better nutrition, and food security.
How do we get a common policy decision that we may remove corporate tax from any investment in agriculture within the CELAC region, from any member of the CELAC family? What are the type of policies that you'll recommend at the end of this conference to be policies that are so comprehensive that you must think about adopting them throughout the region? What are those policies? What is the signal we want to send to our development partners?
In CARICOM's 25% by 2025 plan to slash the food import bill, financing, trade barriers, women and youth involvement, transportation, financing, logistics, climate and resilience have been covered. Rupa Sinarayan, The Evening News.
Increased migrant populations and more professionals than ever before are among the observations that the Bureau of Statistics has made from the preliminary findings of the 2022 census, which is currently in its penultimate stages as the organization conducts verifications and additional enumeration. Gerald Bryan has the details.
In an exclusive interview with the Evening News on Tuesday, Chief Statistics Officer Errol LaCruz was asked about changes in population trends since the last census in 2012. While details from the 2022 census are subject to change, as the process of verification and enumeration is not complete, LaCruz did confirm that the census captured population increases. This includes a general increase in population, including an increase in the migrant population, increased education levels, and more professionals in the workforce. According to LaCruz, the migrant population increase correlates with the cross-border migration that has been observed over the years.
We are seeing increased migrant populations. There is an important clarification here that, and I know a lot of the migrants that we have are persons who are coming from Venezuela, but it's not just Venezuela. We have migrants from all over the world, but particularly the group, the persons who have migrated back from Venezuela, migrated back. A lot of them are migrants because they don't identify as Venezuelans because either they or their parents are migrants. Of course, we are still seeing that increase in the migrant population.
LaCruz meanwhile explained why they are doing additional enumeration. He noted that there are still persons the census would have missed, and as such, they are seeking to cover them in the exercise. In fact, the Chief Statistics Officer appealed to persons who may not have been counted to reach out to the Bureau of Statistics. According to LaCruz, the Bureau is willing to schedule a visit with persons so they can be counted at a time convenient to them.
We're trying to identify households and perhaps groups where we may have undercovered because of different reasons, and we're trying to reach these people again. That process is multifaceted, it's layered, just as the verification is layered as well. And it involves, I think yesterday was a text blast to all the persons, encouraging them to, if they believe they were not counted, to go on our, there was a URL link there, they can go on our website, submit their information, and we will get someone, we will check first of all to ensure that they were not counted, or that they were counted, and if they were not counted, we will reach out to them.
Whatever information you supply to us, it goes a long way to ensuring that there is impactful development in your community. And it is used in aggregate form, but it is used across government, private sector, industries, ordinary citizens, students. Everyone uses census data on a daily basis. The 2012 census was done 10 plus years ago. today people are still using data from that census.
The Bureau of Statistics can be contacted at telephone numbers 227-1155, 226-0982, and 227-0835. Gerald Bryan, The Evening News.
Laying the foundation for the eventual implementation of electronic health records in Guyana, the data protection legislation is set to be presented in Parliament soon. Pooja Rambaran reports.
The ministry is moving now to introduce electronic health records. And if we are going to do electronic health records, then people's information must be kept confidential. So you can't go and steal people's information. And one of the things that is in this particular piece of legislation is that there are some very stiff fines in the legislation, starting with 20 million Guyana dollars and go up to about 100 million if you breach confidentiality.
Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony speaking on the impending introduction of the Data Protection Bill in the National Assembly. The electronic health record system aims to assign each patient with a unique identifier so that their records are easily accessed within healthcare facilities across the country. Meanwhile, the minister said that there are a number of other pieces of legislation for the health sector that are being considered and drafted, including one on radiation.
Because we have different types of equipment that we use in medical setting, and we need to regulate radiation. So this is going to pass soon. We've had this bill in a select committee for quite some time.
Moreover, the Health Ministry is also looking to install new legislation dealing with public health.
Totally outdated, and so we are now writing new legislation to deal with public health. And it's going to be an omnibus legislation, meaning that it will cover every aspect of public health. It would affect various sectors, and we have been working with those sectors.
He added that as of now, there are 9 chapters in the draft bill. In July, the Health Ministry will be collaborating with the Pan American Health Organization to conclude this piece of legislation. Next month as well, the ministry also intends on launching new guidelines to better care for patients with diabetes.
We are pivoting from using glucometers to now using HbA1c to check people's blood sugar. We feel that that is more accurate, and that's why we are moving in that direction.
Pooja Rambaran for the Evening News.
Aiming to provide universal health care to all Guyanese, the Health Ministry today released its newest edition of the Family Health Manual with updated policies and regulations to guide healthcare workers in providing the most optimal care. Here is Pooja Rambaran again with the details.
According to Primary Healthcare Services Director Dr Irrfan Hamilton, this manual covers healthcare provision for everyone across their life course. Dr. Hamilton shared an overview of the manual during its launch on Tuesday at the Health Ministry's boardroom in Brickdam.
We use evidence-based principles and practices to ensure that the document is updated and it's giving a good overview of what happens not just within the context of our country, but practices that would have been proven in other parts of our country, in other parts of the world. What are the key concepts that we want to bring to the attention of the users of the manual? We're not only looking at health from the perspective of making sure that nobody gets sick. We are looking at it from a wellness perspective.
In addition to wellness, Dr. Hamilton noted that other key concepts included in the manual consider health for the family, equity, gender, universal health coverage, and community participation. With previous editions focusing more on women and children's health, the ministry also placed additional attention on men and elderly health in this new manual.
It is looking at every age group along the life course. It takes into consideration also the impact of the socioeconomic determinants of health. It takes into consideration environmental factors and patient safety. And of course, we tried as much as possible to look at some of our key populations that are considered to be vulnerable still, which is the indigenous women and the migrant population.
The manual's overarching principle is the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 3, which focuses on good health and well-being. It also, however, considers and works in adherence to the national legislation, including Medical Termination Act, the Public Health School Children Immunization Act, the Sexual and Reproductive Health Policy, and the Vision 2020 and beyond. Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony shared that this manual comes at a timely juncture as the ministry is developing.
The ministry is undergoing a lot of transformation, and we need to upgrade a lot of the things that we're doing to make sure it fits with the direction in which the ministry is going. So what you're seeing here is us trying to put the science that we know to make sure that we can cover this whole life course that Dr. Hamilton spoke about. Many of these concepts that we have here have been tested before. They've worked in other countries. They're the best practices in other countries. So we know that they're working. But we need to move quickly from piloting it to get to scale. And I think this manual would allow us to do that.
Pooja Rembrandt for the Evening News.
And now for a look at the bridge reports.
The Demerara Harbour Bridge is scheduled to be closed on Wednesday, June 28th at 0:30 for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Berbice River Bridge is scheduled to be closed on Wednesday, June 28th at 11:35 for a period of 1.5 hours.
Special Olympics team gets heroes welcome and Windies women secure first win in Ireland tour. Details of these stories and more in the Sportcast, sponsored by MaCorp, coming up on the other side of the break.
Sally's Boutique is the place to shop when looking for quality high-end men and women footwear, wristwear, wallets, and clothing. Follow us on Instagram, Sally's Boutique GY. We're located at Charlotte Street between Camp and Wellington Streets. Contact us on 231-7519. That's 231-7519. WhatsApp 613-9578. That's 613-9578. Sally's Boutique, the new home of Clark's.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality? Or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Sadco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home, and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store. Located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rhymeville.
Come visit us on Waterloo Street. John Lewis Styles.
Turbo Energy Drink rolling out the Turbo Hot Summer Wheels promotion. Win a brand new 2023 Honda HR-V. Plus over $3 million in weekly cash and prizes. Just grab any bottle of Turbo Energy Drink, Buster or Classic, and locate the 8-digit code on the bottle. Then visit Turbo IG and Facebook at Turbo_Caribbean. For more details, conditions apply.
Knock off. The Oreos belong to us. No, they belong to whoever finds them first.
Get your Oreo Transformers Limited Edition and awaken the beast.
Miners, welders, and contractors. Have broken parts caused you tremendous downtime? Do you need an extra heavy-duty, dependable welding machine that will get the toughest jobs done and can also double as a generator to power all of your tools? Well, your #1 industrial solutions provider Sylvies has you covered. We currently have in stock the Hobart Champion Elite Arc Welder and Generator. This capable electric start generator produces up to 11,000 watts of AC power to run tools, work lights, or backup power during an outage. It can simultaneously deliver 150 amps weld output and 8,000 watts of generator power and can run up to 14 hours on one 12-gallon tank of gas. This portable generator handles mild steel, stainless steel, and cast iron with a maximum thickness of ½ inch in a single pass. So what are you waiting for? If you can't make it our 31 High and Hatfield Streets Georgetown location, we can deliver. Give us a call on 227-6226 or WhatsApp us on 623-7755 or visit our website sylviesonline.com. Sylvies Industrial Solution, proudly serving Guyana for over 4 decades.